Jiaozi. These are the classic Chinese dumplings that have been around for more than 1,800 years. Legend says a Chinese doctor invented them to help villagers survive the winter. The wrappers are thin, the filling is usually pork with cabbage or chives, and they're folded into that familiar crescent shape. You'll often find them boiled, pan-fried, or steamed. During Chinese New Year, families make hundreds of them together. It's basically a dumpling making marathon. Now let's move to Japan with gyoza. At first glance, they look a lot like Chinese dumplings, but the flavor is different. The filling is usually pork, garlic, cabbage, and ginger, packed a little tighter. The magic happens when they're pan-fried, crispy on the bottom, juicy inside, and served with soy sauce and vinegar. In Japan, they're often the perfect side dish to a bowl of ramen. These dumplings are famous for one reason: soup inside. Xiaolongbao are delicate steamed dumplings filled with pork and a gelatin broth that melts when cooked. Bite into one and a burst of hot soup comes out. That's why locals always say, bite a tiny hole first, sip the soup, then eat the rest. Next stop, Eastern Europe. Pierogi are one of Poland's most beloved comfort foods. These dumplings are usually boiled and then lightly pan-fried in butter. The fillings can be savory or sweet: mashed potatoes and cheese, mushrooms, meat, or even blueberries. They're often served with sour cream and caramelized onions, making them incredibly rich and satisfying. Pelmeni come from Siberia, where long winters demanded food that could be frozen and stored outside. These small dumplings are packed with minced meat, usually beef, pork, or lamb, and boiled quickly before serving. Traditionally, they're eaten with sour cream, vinegar, or butter. Simple, hearty, and perfect for cold weather. High up in the Himalayas, you'll find Momo. These dumplings are incredibly popular in Nepal and Tibet. They're usually filled with minced meat or vegetables and steamed in bamboo baskets. What makes them special is the dipping sauce: spicy, garlicky, and often made with chili and tomatoes. Street vendors sell them everywhere, and people eat them by the plate. Wontons are delicate dumplings often served in soup. The wrappers are thin and silky, folded around fillings like shrimp or pork. Drop them into a hot broth with noodles and greens, and you've got one of the most comforting bowls of food in Chinese cuisine. Shumai are easy to recognize because they're open at the top. Instead of being fully wrapped, the filling, on usually pork and shrimp, is visible. They're steamed and often topped with fish roe or vegetables. If you've ever had dim sum, you've probably seen baskets of shumai rolling around the restaurant. Korean mandu come in many forms: steamed, boiled, or fried. The filling often mixes pork, tofu, glass noodles, garlic, and vegetables. They're commonly served with a soy-based dipping sauce and sometimes added to soups like manduguk, which Koreans traditionally eat during the New Year. King Kali look different from most dumplings. They're large, twisted at the top, almost like little dough pouches. Inside is a juicy meat filling and broth. The trick is to hold the top knot, bite carefully, and drink the broth before eating the rest. It's messy, now, but that's part of the fun. Baozi are soft, fluffy steamed buns that feel like dumplings crossed with bread. The dough is thick and pillowy, and the fillings range from barbecue pork to vegetables or custard. You'll see them stacked in bamboo steamers at street stalls across China, especially for breakfast. Empanadas might look different from traditional dumplings, but the idea is the same: dough wrapped around a filling. They're popular across Latin America and Spain. Inside, you might find beef, chicken, cheese, or vegetables. Some are baked, others are deep fried, and each region has its own version. Italy's answer to dumplings is ravioli. These small pasta pockets are filled with ingredients like ricotta cheese, spinach, or meat. They're usually boiled and served with sauces like tomato, butter, and sage, or cream. Simple ingredients, but incredible flavor. Samosas are triangular dumplings famous across India and South Asia. The dough is wrapped around a filling of spiced potatoes, peas, or meat, then deep fried until golden and crispy. They're usually served with chutneys: sweet, spicy, or tangy. Knödel, Germany and Central Europe. Finally, we have noodle. These dumplings are larger and softer, often made from bread or potatoes. They're common in Germany, Austria, and parts of Central Europe. Sometimes they're served alongside roasted meats and gravy, and other times they're sweet with fruit inside.